My fellow low elo legends, welcome back to another low elo build order curated just for the low elos by the low elos, because I only show the build orders that you vote for, and you voted for the 2 TC Cuman Boom. Alright guys, if you love Cumans, then this is your 2 TC Boom start that you would always need with Cumans. And this is probably the best thing to do with them, is because this gives you a great advantage, because you get to build a second TC in Feudal Age. That's just crazy, right? That's pretty much OP. Yes, it can be punished, and I'll tell you how to avoid that too. Now, this is for any level, guys. I am your fastest low elo legend. I am known to have over 350 plus APM, but I'm also a noob. But I also create low elo build orders for noobs like you and me. And if there is a 1400 elo plus or 1000 elo plus player watching this video, that means I've already won. Alright, so it's a 6 on food and 1 on board. It's okay. If for this build order, you do not need to go on wood immediately, but you can. We will definitely have enough for TCs. The idea is to get up to Feudal Age pretty quickly, and this will definitely help us do that. So 6 on food, 1 on board, and then 2 on wood, guys. It's very simple, and you have done, if you're watching this, my video for, not for the first time, but for the umpteenth time, you'll know that this is one of the anti-Dark Age build orders that I've shared, and I'll put the link up somewhere over here on the right-hand side for you. So if you haven't watched any of my build orders, that's the best place to start, because that's the utmost basic thing. And for the the closed map, guys, I will have a build order in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna have the usual stuff. Always good practice to, you know, resource drop off so that you have enough food to queue more villagers. But it's also nice to always hit your TC hotkey, as you could hear that annoying sound. You better get used to it. All right. All right. So now what we're gonna do is get our next board. Now you notice I'm a bit late to it. That's okay. What you're gonna do is just shift queue them to wood. This is a thing that I've learned from Survivalist. And this is pretty good. Sometimes you can make mistakes like that, and that can cost you the game. No, it does not necessarily cost you the game, right? So I'm going to build 2 houses here, and I'm going to get the board. Very simple. So now, we're all going to go inside the TC here, as you can see. And then you just get them out there, and that's it. The board's dead. So make sure to do this if you are stuck. And when this happens, I like to suggest to take 3 or 4 off for the board and start getting more, you know, food resources, right? Normally, at high level, people are pushing deer, so it's okay if they end up doing this. And that's one way pro players at 2K3, 2K4 are able to get away with something like that, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to adding our more villagers to food, and that's pretty much it. We just, the goal is to click up. And now I'm gonna send 1 to build a mill, your 16th vill mainly, and I'm just gonna start shift queuing. So by the time this sheep gets there, they're all gonna get shift queued, and now we start looking for our opponent. Not really, you don't need to scout. It's not scout heavy as such, but it's nice to know where the opponent is, right? Because you're going to be chilling. This is the most chill open map build orders you'll ever come across, guys. So it's going to be not 18 villagers and then loot. Just remember that. And we're going to send 1 more. And that's it. That should be enough to click up, hopefully, in a couple of seconds. And there we go. So now we're going to send... We're going to have 8 on wood and 10 on food. That's the goal, right? So what we're going to do is just wait. Just keep adding some guys to the berries here. If you run out of your sheep, that's okay. Just send 1 extra to berries, and the rest can go on wood. Not a problem, guys. We'll use that wood to get our second TC down. Now, let's talk about second TCs. You ideally need to find another wood line to build your TC, so I think this would be perfect, especially in the front because it's great. It's a great defensive building as well. As you know, TCs are generally great at defense. All right, so now we're just gonna chill. You know, it's all about chilling, and once it's closer, we're just going to garrison our vills. Oh wow, what timing? Can I kill the scout? Bye bye. Die. Wow, the TC is still useless, I see. Alright, so we're going to send them to the wood line, and we're going to keep looking for our opponent. And all we got to do is just build a TC here. That's all we got to do. And make sure we have enough wood for the TC, and even for a military building if you're being attacked. So if you are being attacked, let's say they have decided to go archers. All you got to do is build an archery range and go skirms after you build your TC. Now, you shouldn't be building with just these many villagers. You need 8 for it to complete because the problem is that they build slowly. So you need to make sure to have at least 8 guys building it, right? And then you can just replace them, right? You can send these 3 guys back to the berries. You can start sending these to the straggler trees. Now, what's our goal? Our goal is to build farms almost immediately, so we can sustain eventually a 2 TC villager production. So each TC requires you to have 6 on food, right? So we need to get on 12 on food. That means we need to add farms real quickly, and that's what we need to get to here. So I'm just gonna shift queue everybody here one by one. Where are you going, brothers? Okay, so now we're gonna start building our farms immediately. We have enough wood. Let's go. This is why it's okay to run out of your hunt, your sheep and everything under your TC before you hit feudal, so you can constantly. And I strongly recommend for you to have a hotkey for all TCs. So you can see I haven't had much idle time here. You can actually break it down to 0 if you do it perfectly, right? It's all about practice, guys, and that's it. What we do from here is depending entirely on your opponent. So see, we have 13 on food, and now it's easy peasy, right? Now, obviously, your opponent would be faster than 12 minutes, even at your elo, whether it's 800, 900, or 700 for that matter. Maximum by 10, 10, 30, they should be up. Otherwise, you're doing a bunch of things wrong, right? So, don't forget to build houses, as usual. If you do, you're going to idle your TC. So, I'm just going to quickly build that house real quick. Let's see if it builds. And just in time, there we go. Hardly I was house. So, wow, this is the closest I've gotten to you know, keeping it perfect when it comes to being not housed. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm also a low elo legend, right? So I'm gonna build another house. So the trick is to keep building houses to sustain the villager production. Now what we're gonna do is very simple, guys. We're gonna plan ahead. I'm gonna pause here. Now we've got multiple options. We're Cumans. We can go step lancers, so we can add stables once we're close to getting to castle, right? Once we get on 18 on food, we can start sending people to gold. You can have your market ready. You can have your blacksmith ready. Well, just market first because you don't have any army to support. But by this time, I'd imagine you're going to be attacked, right? So if somebody's placing towers, you can counter tower. You can send somebody to stone. You have defensive towers everywhere. Do not pre-tower. Always see if they're right. You know, this map is not great. If they were to tower rush me, I'd be dead because, you know, there's stone here and here, which is technically in front my base. But in most cases at your level, there's not going to be a lot of tower rushes. They're just going to do a standard feudal rush, or they'll just go to a castle. If they're fast castling, you need to be aggressive. You can have, you know, 2 TC boom and still build an army and go all in feudal, because any FC tactic can be beaten by a 2 TC Cuman Boom. So that's that, guys. This is your build order. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and have fun, guys. Thank you very much for watching once again.